Hey everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Bromero Cards. You caught me in a little dance there for a second, just being silly. I'm excited today because we are going to be doing my October inked pens, fountain pens. We're going to be doing some color swatching today. I've come up with a new idea of how I'm going to do this color swatching. I'm going to show you some pens, and then I'm going to do at the end a little flip through of my Hobonichi Cousin for the months of August and September. Um, so we got a lot going on. Might be a long video. I hope you'll stick around. First, if you're new here, thank you so much for being here. And I would hope that you would click that subscribe button and also click that bell so that you know new videos coming out. This channel is primarily for card making, greeting card making, all that great stuff. But I like to dip my toe into planning, also fountain pens and ink. I've always loved them, but I've never really shared that because I don't know, I lived in this bubble of where I thought people didn't care about fountain pens, but apparently I was wrong. So we're gonna do all things fountain pens and inks today. If you're here for a card, I'm sorry, but I hope you'll stay here and like at least appreciate my glasses. And if you're here from the stationery world, fountain pens, inks, Hobonichi, all those things, then welcome, and I hope you'll subscribe. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the pens I'm going to be using this month. And also after that, we'll do some ink swatching. So as you all know, or if you're new here, you don't, but if you've been here before, I keep a log of all of my pens, what I have, what I've inked with them, the dates and things like that. So I'm just gonna show you the pens first, and then we'll do some ink swatching. And I'll tell you why I changed the way that I do it as well. So the first one we have up is gonna be the TWSBI Eco Yellow Green, that's here. And I have that inked up with the Andorilium Bobtail Squid Green. I love this combo and I love this green. I haven't written with a green like this before, so it's going to be great. Then up next, I have my, let's see here. Oh, the thing I've been writing with black. I have not changed it. I love this pen. It's the TWSBI Diamond 580 in Iris, and it has platinum Chalcoro black in it. I keep black in that all the time. Probably will never change it because I like the way it writes. Up next, I have the TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR. I forget what color this is. Does it say on here? It doesn't say. But I have this inked up with the Andorilium Diversity Harbor. That was the Chicago Ink Show special color that they did. I previously had this in an Eco Cerulean Blue. I switched it out because I thought the blue matched this blue better. So that's that. Alrighty, let's see. Up next, we have the TWSBI Cafe Bronze. And I decided to put in Dominant Industry November Leaves. I got this ink on super sale as a bottle, so I was like, I'm just gonna get that. It's a little lighter than I would normally like, but I thought it was a great match for this pen. Brown on brown, looks nice. It has the bronze on it. It's really pretty. And I look forward to writing with it to see if this is something that I'm going to enjoy. And then I have two new pens in my lineup. I'm super excited about it. Actually, there's another pen here that I'm still working on. This is the Fourth Kind Squid. I like to call it a squid because it looks like a squid. And I do have the Andorilium. This one has Andorilium Colossal Squid Dark, but I've been trying to get this to start up writing and I'm having an issue with it. So I'm gonna have to work on this one a little bit. But I love this pen. I've never written with it before, and that might be why I'm having an issue, but hopefully this will get fixed so that I can write with it this month. And as for the two new pens, the first one it's my very first Sailor pen, and I'm super excited. It is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim, and it's Moonlight Over the Ocean. And I have that inked up with Monteverde Fire Opal. Now, Gold Spot pens had these on sale, and I'd never had a Sailor before, so I thought this would be a great time to get one of these. And I'm excited to write with it and see exactly what all the hype is about, because I see people talk about these pens all the time, or Sailor pens in general. And so I just wanted to see what that was all about. And then last, I have another Sailor Pro Gear Slim, and this is Follow the Mermaid. It's really pretty. It has like this purplish gray with some silver glitter in it, and then it has this beautiful teal color for the cap. Really pretty there. I love that. And then I have this inked up with Diamine Marine because, of course, appropriate mermaid. So, and I think this is the gold nib. I've never had a gold nib either, so we are going to experiment with that to see exactly how that works out. So those are all the pens I'm going to be using. I do have another pen that's coming out later in the month. That is a new release at Gold Spot, but I can't really show that yet because I'm going to have its own video. I'm super excited to show you that, guys, or show you that pen. So what we'll move on to next is I wanted to talk about, in my last video, I talked about how my swatching wasn't working for me. I could not, it was messy. I wasn't able to keep it kind of like in order. As you can see behind me, I'm a greeting card maker. I like my stuff in order. I like it in rainbow order. I like it neat and tidy. Everything has to be like that or it drives me insane. And I don't know if all of you guys are like that, but I had to switch this up. And I'll show you what I have been using that I thought was going to work for me, but it's not. So let me go back down to the desk and let me zoom out a little bit. So I have these books that I decided to do ink swatches in. And so, for example, this is samples. It was great. I liked it. It was kind of neat. But then as I started doing more inks, it wasn't working. It wasn't in color order. It's not in company order. It's just messy. And if I needed to come back and reference a color, I wouldn't know where to go because everything's all jacked up here. It's all mixed up and I just couldn't take that. And the same thing for this one. This one is for bottles that I have. And it was the same thing, like all these colors, they're all like mixed up. It was stressing me out. And so I come up with another plan that I think I'm gonna like better. And I'm gonna show you what they are. So I created these ink swatch cards with some tags. I'm a greeting card maker, so I have a bunch of dies that cut things out, right? So what I decided to do is use these tags to create like a ring system. And what I'm going to do is these bigger rings here, or these bigger tags, these are going to be used to state what company I have, and also they're going to be using for color order. And my plan is every time I do an ink swatch, I'm going to do 2 ink swatches. One of those is going to be for the brand. One of these is going to be for the color. And then how I plan to separate these. So I already have this created. So these are all the brands I'm going to be doing tonight for ink swatches, right? These will probably get changed up once I find some letter stamps that I want to use to kind of make it a little, artsier or more creative, I guess. But how I imagine this, and I don't know if anyone else has done this, I don't know. I just kind of did it myself. I cut all these out with Bristol smooth paper. They are, it's 100 pound, I believe. And you can get those like Dick Blick, any pretty much art store that sells paper, it's going to be there. So what I have in mind is this is going to be like the front tag. So for Dominant Industries, any color that I have for Dominant Industry, it's going to be on one of these rectangle tags. And then I'm going to join it up here. And so for this company, it'll be Dominant Industry. So then on the same tag, I'm going to do a platinum. So I'll have a platinum tag, which is the company name, and then the ink color behind that company. So every company that I have will have a color behind it. And then the same concept for the ink colors. So I'm going to have another ring, and let's say I'll just put blues on this. So then when I do my ink swatches of blues, they will go behind the blue. So then I have it in color order, and I also have them under brand. And I think that's going to help me out a little more. It takes up less space. I can work with my hands a little more and create these tags myself. And I just feel like I have a little more control over the inks. So my plan is to actually get all of these swatched out and have a ring system, and hopefully that works for a while. If it doesn't, we'll change it up. But what I'll do probably is do some videos of just ink swatching. I know people like to watch that. So I'll do that too. I may do lives when I do it so I can talk to people and do it, because it can be kind of boring by myself. And so one other thing I wanted to show you, and how I plan to do the ink swatches, and I did a little sample here just so that I could keep myself sane. But I'm going to do the color swatch here, the company name, and then the ink name. So it's just simple. I'm not doing all this squiggly stuff, these marks. I see a lot of people do that. It was just causing too much stress for me. I don't need all of that. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to write the company and ink name in the color. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do that or not. I kind of like the idea of just keeping all of that black and just having the color on the swatch. So leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think I should do, or what you would do. Do you think this is a good system? Have you tried it? Did it work for you? Have you seen any others do it? Did it work for them? And then also tell me about the ink swatching, the color on top, and then just write in black at the bottom. It seems a little better for me, but then I'm also like, well, what if I want to know what it looks like with letters, you know? Also, that is kind of tricky, because if I'm writing with a dip nib, it's not always going to match the nib size of a pen that I'm using. So, you know, I kind of have to outweigh that. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and do the ink swatches first. And then as we go through, I will then do a flip through of my Hobonichi and show you kind of what I've done with that. And yeah, we'll just have a little fun. So let me get this desk set up for some ink swatches. Let me show you some of the things I'm going to be using today, just so that you know. I kind of switched up the tools I'll be using. These guys right here, I will put a link to these, to the companies that make these. Again, I work with the stamping industry, so I have these. This actually might be beneficial for you. This is for watercolors, but you can actually use this for ink, you know, fountain pen ink. And this is a stamp. So what you would do is you would just use an ink, a black ink that is water resistant. So you would want to use something like, I think like VersaFine Clear Ink Nocturne. I think this is used for watercolor. And you would stamp that, and then you could do your ink swatch here in this little rectangle if you wanted. I just didn't want to take the time to stamp all of that out when I could it just needs to be simple for me. I'm busy, you know, I make my cards, I work full time, I do all this stuff on the side, so I just need time. So, but this is a good idea for a person that has the time to sit down and do this. And I will leave links down below for these products. And then any of the inks and pens that I have, I'll leave links for that. And also those are affiliate links. So if you use those inks, or most of them will be affiliate. So if you use them, I would greatly appreciate that. At no cost to you, you shop through those links, you pay, I get a little commission for that, and then I can bring more things to you on the channel. So let me get set up to do the ink swatches, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to be using for the ink swatches this time around is I'm going to be using just kind of like this needle. I use this to clean out some of my pens. It's not sharp, it's dull. It's skinny, and I can use it to, you know, put a little bit of ink in, put it on the thing, and let it go. And then also I'll link the YouTuber or the creator that does this. But she uses an acrylic stamp block that's round, and it's like a cylinder. And I don't have a cylinder, but I do have a square one. So I thought I would just kind of use her idea to see if I like that. I kind of tested it out, and I think I like it, so we're going to try that. So, and then I have some water on the side here where I'll be cleaning out the inks from the needle, and I have a towel here that I'll be using. I'm not going to include all that in the video. I'm going to take all that out because you don't want to listen to that. So what I'm going to do first is the Anderillium. I have 3 inks here, so we're just going to do that. And I'm still deciding how I want to do this. If I want to write the company name in black ink, just keep it uniform with all, or if I want to write it in the colors. I need to do it. I need to make a decision, and I'm going to do it probably as I'm going through this. So, you know, please bear with me as I'm very indecisive. I am a Pisces at heart, and I'm not good at decision making. So let me, well, I was gonna say, let me get down to the desk, but we're already there. So first we're gonna do the Diversity Harbor. Oh, and also I'm gonna go ahead and ink swatch all of these out eventually throughout probably the year. When I do have a currently inked, I think that's what I'm gonna use the notebooks for, is the currently inked. So that I think that's just a better idea. And at least I can still use the notebooks. And then I'll have kind of like a book or a log of the currently inks for each month. And those books are gonna last me a couple years. So because I only do 6 or 7 inks a month, the reason I like to do that is because it keeps me more active in my Hobonichi. Makes me want to write more. If I was just writing in black or blue all the time, that's very boring to me. And I just need excitement in order to keep up with it and keep going. So that's why I'm doing this. So, all right. So what we're going to do is the first color is Diversity Harbor. So we're just going to take the lid off, maybe. And then basically all I'm going to do is pull some ink into the syringe. We're going to put a little dot there, a little drop there. Let's put a little more there. Then I'm just going to take this block, rub it down, and go like that. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe off the acrylic block. And then what I'll do is I will put the rest of the ink in here. It only takes a tiny bit. Then I will clean it out through here. I have one jar for like just cleaning out, you know, getting the color out. And then I have another cup of clear water to pull this out, and then just take the rest and make sure that it's clear before we go to the next color. And then also I just want to pump this and make sure all the water is out. So let me go ahead and pause. I want to get the desk set up for the next color. Okay, so up next we have Bobtail Squid Green from Anderillium. And we're just going to do the same thing. We'll shake it up a little bit. There's no sheen or sparkle or any kind of mica or anything in this, but I'm just going to pull a little bit into the needle. Bam, bam. Then just take the block and go across. I'll do that one a little more. There we go. So pretty easy. So let's get set up for the last color for this company. Okay, last for this company is Colossal Squid Dark. This is kind of like a grayish blue color, which I really thought was cool. I actually bought all these at the Chicago Pen Show. They came in a set, and I think you can get them on Anderillium's website. This also just seems a lot easier for me. It's a little messy, but it just seems to work better for me this way. All right, so we have these guys done for this company. I'm going to set them aside and we'll move on to the next company. Okay, up next we have Diamine, and we are going to be swatching out the color Marine. So let's go ahead and get this done. I love this color. It's so pretty. It's one of my favorite colors that I think I have. then here's my block. Oh, so pretty. I love that. Alrighty, I'm going to set those aside and then we will move on to the next company. I only have one color for this video for this company, so that went by very fast. Still trying to decide how I'm going to write the company and the color's name. Ugh. Okay, up next we have Pilot. We only have one color this month of Pilot, so we're just going to do one ink swatch. This is a very popular color. I see a lot of people talking about it. Kujiku Irashizuku by Pilot. I believe I said that right. Some of these names, guys, whew, really hard. But let's go ahead and get this out. This one's also a really beautiful color. I wish I could get smaller bottles of this. And I guess I could get samples, but I don't know. I would prefer a small bottle as opposed to these really big bottles because that's literally more ink than like me or any of my bloodline will ever use till the end of the world. So there we go. Oh, so beautiful. Alrighty, there we go. We will set these to the side and get to the next company. Okay, up next we have Monteverde, and this is going to be Fire Opal. This is like one of the first bottles of ink I've ever had. I got these, I think, from some of my first fountain pens I got free bottles of inks with, so that's what this is from. Again, so much ink that I will never use this in my lifetime, but oh well. All right, so let's get some ink in this. Like, it literally only takes the smallest amount to do these swatches and like pulls up a lot of ink in these in the needles. Oh, this is a pretty color though. Looks like fire. Alrighty, there we go. This is Fire Opal by Monteverde. And we'll come back and take a look at these all when they're dry too. So we'll be looking at these when, they dry. So be right back. Up next, we are going to do Dominant Entry. Again, just one color for this month. And it is going to be November Leaves. I talked about it earlier. It's really light ink, so I don't know how well I'm going to be liking this or not. But hey, it's worth a try. It was cheap. Might as well. I think I got it for like $3 or $4 or something. I mean, it's like crazy. We're just going to do the same thing. Like, see how light that is? That's like way light. I don't know how well that's going to go. But let me try to get a little more on there to, looks like I got some on the desk. Try to wipe that up. Try to get some pooling, but yeah, it's super light. Don't know if I'm going to be able to write too well with that or what it's going to be like, in 10 years when you're trying to look at it and say, oh, is it light fast? Like what's going to happen? So yeah, let's put that to the side and we'll do the last color. Okay, last we have Platinum. We are going to be doing Platinum Chalcuro. This is the black ink that I use all the time. So, I don't really change black inks since I've discovered this one. So we're just going to do a little bit. And, black isn't that exciting. This is like a super black ink. So there should not be too much variation in this color. I mean, it's black. So there we go. All right, that's all the colors swatched out. I will let these dry and then we'll come back and take a look at them and I'll decide how I'm going to name them. If it's going to be in black ink or the color that the swatch is. We'll see how that goes. Be back. Okay, so all the inks have dried. I've gone ahead and put them on the rings that they belong to. I did colors and I did company name. I'll probably change these tags a little bit, maybe do color tags here. I do have a labeler, so I may do a situation like that. But for right now, we'll just flip through, I guess we'll just do through the colors. They're the same on each tab. One of them's just by company, one of them's just by colors. So for blacks, we have the Chalcoro by Platinum. For the blues, we have Diversity Harbor. And we have the Colossal Squid Dark, which I'm not for sure if I'm going to put this like in a grayish thing, because there may be some like blue grays, green grays, brown grays, whatever. You know, I'll see how that goes. I may just keep basic colors and then file them different ways. For the browns, we have the Forest Leaves. For the greens, we have the Bobtail Squid Green. The oranges, we have the Fire Opal. And for the teals and aquas, I kind of put those in the same group. We have the Pilot and the Pilot, what is this? 1 second. We have the Diamine Marine and then the Pilot Kujaku. So that's how I have them done. I think I'm just going to write the information of the inks in black. I think it's just easier that way. I don't have to keep switching back and forth, all of that great stuff. So let me go ahead and get the desk cleaned up, and then we'll just take a look at my Hobonichi Cousin for the last 2 months, a quick flip through because people like that, and then we'll be done with the video. So let me go ahead and get that set up. Okay, so the beginning of the month of August, I did my monthly inks here. I did them in the journal. I like this idea. I did not put it in September because when we get there, you'll see. But I do have my daily prompts here. And then through the month, you can see I was not very good at doing my stuff for decorating. And this is basically because I was out of town. I was super busy. I just had a lot of stuff going on. Whoops, it's blurry. 1 second, you guys. There we go. And yeah, I just wrote as much as I could with the time that I had. It's not always, you know, I always don't have time to do this. So, and that's okay, because you can always go back, and if you can remember, you can write stuff in. A lot of these blanks, I just need to decorate. That's all that I need to do. And I don't have to do it if I don't want to. But I'll probably find some time, and I will. This is when I went to Virginia, as you can see. A lot of blank pages. I did take some photos to help remember. Oh, God, I hate that. A lot of different things that happened throughout these 2 weeks that I was in Virginia. But again, you see I have not written anything because I can remember things that happen on the days. And then if not, I'll just write prompts or how I'm feeling or whatever the case may be. Then as we get into September, didn't do anything here because I was in Virginia. I had no access to inks or anything. So I just used the same pens that I used for August. And again, not a lot of writing because I was there for 2 weeks and I just did not have the time or actually feel like writing. This is when I got back to Chicago. And as you can see, I've done some decorating, not a lot, mostly just pictures, and that's fine. Put yourself in there. So a lot of writing, pictures, trying to keep up, you know, and then here I am. I'm in Chicago, but not writing because I'm busy. So I'll go back and do all this and it's fine. But just going through it, I need to just get back into things, writing, decorating, all that great stuff. And then this is how I did my, my inks for this month. In October, just kind of spread them out. I'm going to write in black on what these colors are. And then of course, I might use like a white gel pen for that. But that was like my quick flip through. I'll let me go back to my weeklies because I didn't really keep up with that either, but I'll show you guys. Not a lot happening. Kind of crazy. Did a little bit here, a little bit here. This is this week, not much. Next week. So I have some things, you know, happening, but I just have not been documenting it. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's going to be pretty long, and thank you so much for going down this rabbit hole with me and letting me share all my colors and my ideas and things like that. Please, if you would like, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and click that notification bell. And then just leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think about the tag system. Do you think it's a good idea to keep 2 different colors? You know, let's see how things go, do some discussions, and then teach me some stuff. Because in the last video, you guys taught me that little loop on the 5-year planner cover was for the clip of the pen, not an actual pen. Who knew? Who knew? But all of you guys did, and a lot of people saw that video, so now I feel like an idiot, but whatevs. I'm still learning too. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.